President Zelensky. When the chairman asked you about the security assistance dollars, you said there needed to be a public announcement from Zelensky. So I'm asking you a simple question. When did that happen?
Never did.
Never did. They got the call July 25th. They got the meeting, not in the White House, but in New York on September 25th. They got the money on September 11th. When did the meeting happen again?
Never did.
You don't know who was in the meeting?
Which meeting are you referring to?
The meeting that never happened. Who was in it?
Oh, this is a good one. I alluded to it in another video, and this is going to be, I promise, one of my last videos on the impeachment. Maybe a couple more on the as it goes along, but I'm skipping days. I'm not going to make a video every freaking day. But this was another one of their big homers. Mr. Sondland flipped halfway through the impeachment hearing. Schiff ran out the door screaming, "We got him." There was a quick pro quo. We got him. We got an admission. Watch this video. It's 3 minutes and 44 seconds of this guy getting hammered. And this title right here by Fox News is not a joke. This guy got, I think he was like a double, maybe he was a double agent. That's the only thing I could think of, because there is zero of what this man said that that proved the Democrats' points. I don't know what else it could be besides a double agent, because this was, this man gave absolutely nothing, and if anything, proved that the Democrats are idiots. Let me read this little beginning of this, and I'm going to talk a minute about the impeachment, what's come of it so far, and obviously there's still stuff coming out, but I mean, every day something else comes out, and they're like, "This is it, this is the bombshell," and much like this guy, much like Sondland, it's the same thing over again, and you might as well listen to this. If you listen to this one video in 3 minutes and 44 seconds, you can get the entirety of the impeachment hearings right here. You don't even have to watch this video. You can stop it. It's 2 minutes and 40 or 27 seconds. Stop the video. Watch this. It's done. No more impeachment. I'm going to talk about something else during this video, so keep watching. Anyway, I lied. Don't turn it off. Please, I'm desperate here. I need the views. I want to read this. We're going to talk a little bit about, and then we're going to talk about the strategy of Trump coming off of the impeachment. Because from what Trump says, he wants to be impeached. That's his new strategy going in. Let's see if it works, Cotton. It's a bold strategy. Let me read this beginning part because it's kind of sums it up. Adam Schiff has made a complete hash of Democrats' impeachment inquiry. The decision by the California Democrat and House Intelligence Committee chairman to conduct the first series of interviews behind closed doors allowed Republicans to appropriately brand the enterprise as unfair and clandestine, which there's going to be about three things they state here. All of them are very true. This is the way the Republicans are framing it, and this is the way that they're showing people, especially independents, are starting to move that way. Look, man, if you already think the president should be impeached, there's no change in your mind. But this is for the people who don't. This is for the independents in the middle. This is for the Republicans who are waning. This is the narrative they want to set, and it's a very good one because they have a lot of good points. It's very easy to frame this way, especially to people who aren't paying attention. Not that the stuff is wrong, but it's the easiest way. If you go down and break down every PowerPoint, let me show you this graph of why I'm right here, here, and here. Look, the average voter doesn't care. But if you can frame it this way, it's quick, easy, and it's going to get the job done with your average voter. And it's going to change the way they see this whole impeachment thing going on. So this is the way they're trying to frame it. His next step, orchestrating a steady stream of leaks and disclosures timed and edited for maximum impact, all but guaranteed that last week's subsequent live hearings would be anticlimactic. Another thing, this is why, if you look at the ratings for the impeachment hearing, it's just dropping like a rock. Not only is it boring, which it is, because it's 12 hours every day of the same questions getting asked, but it's 12 hours of the same answers of, I don't know, I heard this from somebody else, I heard this, hearsay, this I thought happened, I inferred this, no, I don't know what happened, no, I wasn't on the call, No, I didn't do this. No, Trump definitely didn't do that. So what did he do? I don't know. Everybody knows that he did something wrong. That's right there. 10 seconds of me talking just explained everything they've said so far. And so people heard all that stuff and said, I'm turning this crap off, because either you realize it's a farce or you already had your mind made up and you think they should impeach the president no matter what these guys say because of the way they framed it so far. Last, Schiff stole his own thunder. Again, that's the last point. They rehashed it. In addition, he has not been straightforward about his dealings with a whistleblower who intentionally was pivotal to charges against the president, but who is now deemed inconsequential by Schiff. It is common knowledge that the initial complaint was launched by Democrats with ties to President Trump's adversaries. This revelation has sucked even more legitimacy from the investigation. As a result of these several missteps, the public is wary of what has emerged as an obvious partisan attack by the duly elected president on the duly elected president. Worse, they are already bored, and we're not even in the home stretch. Oh, all right. All that to say, Trump's strategy going into next year. Election's coming up. Who cares about this impeachment stuff? It ain't going to work either way. He even says it right here. The president is calling for a Senate trial. He wants this to be over. He wants the impeachment stuff to start so he can call upon Schiff and the whistleblower and tear them a new ass. That's not his words, but that's what he wants. That's what he's thinking. President Trump, during a wide-ranging interview Friday morning with Fox and Friends, his favorite channel, called for a Senate trial should the House impeach him and pressed for House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff, the whistleblower, and others to be called as witnesses. Calling into Fox and Friends after a packed week of hearings where a parade of witnesses alleged high-level involvement and pressure or efforts to pressure the Ukraine into investigations. The Democrats, where aid was held, everybody knows. Trump blasted the inquiry as a continuation of the witch hunt and downplayed the impact of the testimony. There's nothing there, Trump declared, claiming there should never be an impeachment. There should have never been an impeachment. And he doesn't know the majority of the witnesses. But following a meeting with senators a day earlier, the president announced on the show that if the House impeaches, frankly, I want a trial. This is his. I'm not going to read the rest of this, but really he wants to bring up the Bidens. He wants Hunter to come up and explain his dealings with Burisma. And that's going to be another video right there, because there's a whole lot of stuff coming about Burisma, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden coming out. A lot of money is being shelled out. There's some conspiracy theories out there, but a lot of them have little paper trails that are starting to reveal themselves, and it's starting to show that something we already knew that did happen is getting a little bit more backing to it. So we'll see where that goes. But if this goes to trial, which I'm starting to think it won't, the impeachment has done the job that the Democrats have wanted to already. They know they can't impeach the president. The Senate, there's no way that there's already Democrats who are calling against the impeachment of the president, who will vote against it. It's just not going to happen. But they also don't want to end up in a trial where Trump can actually call upon witnesses, much like Schiff, the actual whistleblower, the Bidens. This won't be Schiff's show anymore. This won't be him coming up and being able to decide who can talk and when can talk. This will be on the Senate, who is Republican controlled, who can call their witnesses, whoever they want. And that also Trump's already knows how that's going to happen. So he's going to milk it. And the Senate is going to milk it to make these people look like idiots. So I'm thinking, using this logic, that's where the impeachment is going. I don't think he's going to be impeached because of those reasons. They're going to get dragged through the mud if they get to an impeachment trial in the Senate. This has been a show, and the show has gone on long enough. If you've read other articles, Schiff was getting mad about some of the testimonies and the way his witnesses have been grilled, because he's not getting the results he wants. And he's not going to. So, that being said, they can't impeach. you're going to be embarrassed. You're going to be run over the coals if this goes any further, and you might get Biden destroyed in the process. I don't know what they're going to do. But, like I said, I don't want to make many more videos. Maybe one or two. That's all I want to do on this impeachment stuff, unless something big happens. Because, like I said, it's the same thing over and over again. That is President Trump's strategy should they impeach. Let me talk about some of the other things he's going to do, though. By the Washington Post, Trump advisors exploring a tax proposal that would lower middle-class tax rate to 15%. 15%. Now, that's a huge drop, especially if this is just to individuals. They haven't outlined the whole thing here. It's just focus. It says focus, simple message, tax message for 2020, focus on middle class tax relief. You can read it here. They don't have a lot of details, but they're planning on lowering all taxes. It really doesn't even. It doesn't get. I'm not going to read this whole thing. It doesn't give a breakdown of it. But if this is aimed at the lower or directly middle class, this is big news because this is who Trump is aiming for the votes of. Obviously, the criticism of the tax cuts in the past have been they were aimed at the big businesses, the upper classes, and this is going to be aimed, hopefully, the whole middle class. Because if you've been looking at Bernie and Elizabeth Warren's tax proposals, the upper middle class are going to get hammered, and they can say all they want on that it's just going to be the billionaires and stuff. No, they're going to raise taxes on everybody who is slightly upper class and over, and it's not even close. It's going to be a huge jump. You can look it up. Maybe I'll link them in the bottom. Those kind of people Trump has already been aiming for. He's already got those kind of people that we're gonna, if they were gonna change, they're gonna vote for him anyway. Now Trump is aiming towards the lower middle class, the actual middle class, people who do need the help. This would be a big help to anybody who is struggling. The economy is already doing extremely well. Now put in a lower tax rate. I mean, if you're making under 80,000, I don't know if this is just for single people or if it's for couples, maybe it's different. But if you're a single man and you're making, I think it's like 78,000 or something, maybe it's 80,000, your tax rate is like 23%. This is an 8% drop for that person. If you're making 80,000, that's a big deal. 8% of your income, that's a big deal. That's a lot of money that you can put towards things like your house, your savings, your retirement. That's a tangible thing someone can see week to week that sways votes for Trump, and I think that's what he's going for. Now, I think he's going to go for the lower middle class, the middle class voters. That's, like I said, that's something everybody can see, and that's something that can be given to everybody. This isn't. You can't claim this is like just towards the white lower people. This is for anybody who's in the middle class and hits everybody. Another one. Now this is a bill mostly sponsored by a lot of Democrats. Whenever he was first elected, there was a lot of hope going in that Trump would do a lot of things with marijuana in terms of less enforcement on the federal level, maybe decriminalizing it. There was a lot of hints before he was elected that he would. And unfortunately, I think the people he had under him at the time were expressly against it. Obviously, Pence and guy's name slips my mind. Everybody knows who it was. There was old crotchety man who's gone now. There were multiple people who were against it. But now I'm thinking Trump is one of the places he fell short in the votes were young people. And this is a big deal for those kind of voters. And this is a big deal for a lot of Democrats and a lot of independents, marijuana in general. And this is a big deal for anybody who gets affected by it. There's millions of people. I think I saw somewhere half the people in jail in this country are because of marijuana-related crimes. And the next year, if a bill like this comes up, maybe this one comes to his desk, and he can sign this bill. The amount of support would go through the roof. This is an instant bump. I'm making it up, but I think this is a 3 to 5% bump in votes just from independents and young people who are like, this is what I'm looking for. Because at some point you can say, look, all these people are insane, but I'm cutting taxes for you guys, and I legalize marijuana. And to be honest, there's a lot of one-issue voters that this is what matters. Look, maybe I'm a one-issue voter. Lowering taxes is the way to my heart. I don't really care about marijuana, but there's a lot of people who do. And like I made a video about that last week of people in Oklahoma being taken out of jail and released, helped back into the society. If Trump can release thousands of people, or at least lower their record so where they can be worked back into society, help find jobs, things like that, that'd be a huge win. The amount of people affected by that in lower class societies, minority societies who are mostly affected by this kind of thing, would be huge, not only for them, but for the vote for him. That's why I think this is a big deal for him. And I think the strategy going into 2020 when the election season comes up, this kind of bill and the tax bill are huge for him. And I think that's what he's going to be aiming for. And I just wanted to make a comment on that to wrap up this impeachment speech. And as I said, listen to this. This is just hilarious. This guy's facial expressions are funny, and listening to Mr. Jordan hammer him is even better. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.